there are some well-known families, whether it's the Royals, the Simpsons, or the Kardashians. We see in these examples the good, the bad, and the ugly of family life. And we're really aware that everyone's experience of family will be subtly different. Families of all shapes and sizes, shared DNA or not, form us into who we are. Being a mum, dad, son, daughter, sister, brother, aunt, uncle, cousin, or whatever else, there's purpose in these relationships. When Jeremiah writes to the exiles, he specifically instructs them to start families. Family is critical to the flourishing of the exiles, and indeed all humanity. However, this doesn't mean it always goes to plan. For some of you watching this, you won't need me to tell you about what it means to come from a broken family. The story in the Bible of the prodigal son shows Jesus using the example of a broken family to demonstrate the love of his heavenly Father. But when we examine the story, we can see how the father and the younger son understand their purpose. The son, albeit after splashing the cash and feeding the pigs, understands his purpose as a son to live in harmony alongside his father, to the extent that he makes the ultimate walk of shame home to ask if he can live as a servant. The father sees his purpose as a dad in the same way, to love his son and live alongside him, to the extent that when he finally comes home, he throws a party. The parable might shock us as much today as it probably did Jesus' original audience. The audacity of the son is too great. How can the father ever take him back, let alone lay on a lavish celebration? We see humility and we see grace. Humility from the son who accepts his mistake, and grace from the father who forgives him. But family harmony can be complex. Reading on in the passage, we learn that the older son is frustrated with the love shown to his younger brother. He stayed loyal to his father, he did everything right, but his father wasn't throwing a party for him. Though we can pour out humility and grace into our family relationships, we can't expect it to instantly fix everything. Which of grace and humility, though, could you show more of in your family relationships? Maybe you need grace and patience for your kids, but perhaps you also need humility to accept that you haven't always been the sister you might want to be. And as we show grace and humility, we participate in a redemption story. If God's in the restoration business, then I am as well. As God redeems the whole of his creation, we are invited to participate as his hands and feet in the world. And that looks like lots of different things, but in our families, it might just mean saying sorry to those we need to say sorry to, and forgiving whoever we need to forgive. Now, this stuff really isn't easy, so only share what you're going to be comfortable with. But work through the questions in the guide and start exploring what purpose in your family might mean.